After 15 years in software development, I've seen the promise of production-ready AI frameworks turn into a minefield of complexity. Tools like LangChain, CrewAI, and PydanticAI are marketed as solutions, but for many developers, they introduce more problems than they solve. In this video, we'll explore the hidden costs and frustrations behind these popular frameworks and why so many teams are reconsidering their choices. Let's start by understanding the landscape and why these tools, despite their hype, often fail to deliver on their promises. LangChain quickly became a favorite for its modularity, but that same feature often leads to a tangled web of configurations. Developers find themselves lost in layers of abstraction, with hidden LLM calls and unpredictable costs. The lack of transparency makes debugging a nightmare, and workflows can become unnecessarily long. Many users report that what should be a simple task can balloon into a costly, confusing process. This complexity is a major reason why teams are starting to look for alternatives. One of the most frustrating experiences with LangChain is the hidden cost problem. Imagine running a simple document analysis, only to discover that the framework made multiple invisible API calls, racking up hundreds of dollars in fees. The abstraction layers make it nearly impossible to track what's happening under the hood. This lack of visibility is not just inconvenient, it can be a deal breaker for production systems where cost control is critical. Good documentation is the backbone of any successful framework, but LangChain's resources often leave users stranded. Many developers report incomplete guides, outdated information, and misleading code samples. Instead of clear instructions, you're forced to dig through GitHub issues and Discord chats just to understand basic features. This lack of reliable documentation slows down development and increases frustration, especially for teams trying to build production-ready systems. Real-world companies like Octomind have tried using LangChain for their AI agents, but as their needs grew, so did their frustrations. The rigid abstractions made it impossible to scale or adapt to complex workflows. Eventually, Octomind removed LangChain entirely, reporting a significant boost in productivity. Their experience is echoed by many others who find that ditching these frameworks allows them to focus on actual coding, not fighting the tool. CrewAI promises a structured approach to multi-agent systems, which sounds great for collaborative tasks. However, this structure often becomes a source of rigidity. Adjusting roles or delegating tasks mid-workflow is difficult, and users report inconsistent results and the need for heavy performance tuning. Instead of empowering developers, CrewAI's strict programming model can feel like a straitjacket, making even small changes a major challenge. Microsoft's AutoGen offers flexibility in multi-agent conversations, but it's not without its headaches. Developers often struggle with sparse documentation and features that don't work as advertised. For example, structured outputs sometimes fail, leaving teams to troubleshoot issues that shouldn't exist in a mature product. Even with Microsoft's backing, AutoGen demonstrates that big names don't guarantee reliability or developer satisfaction. PydanticAI entered the scene with high expectations, promising to bring fast APIs simplicity to GenAI development. But as of version 0.0.13, it's still in beta, with frequent breaking changes and missing features. Building production systems on a framework that openly admits to instability is risky. Developers face maintenance nightmares as APIs change, and the roadmap shows that even fundamental architecture decisions are still in flux. PydanticAI's close integration with Logfire, a paid product, raises concerns about vendor lock-in. While the integration is technically optional, the best experience is reserved for those who subscribe. This creates a dynamic where developers are nudged toward paid services, undermining the open, flexible spirit that many expect from modern frameworks. It's a reminder to always consider the long-term costs and dependencies when choosing your tools. A common thread among these frameworks is their focus on impressing investors rather than solving real developer problems. With significant VC funding, the pressure is on to deliver flashy demos and buzzwords, not stable, maintainable systems. This disconnect leads to tools that promise AGI-level capabilities, but fall short in real-world use. Developers are left to deal with the fallout, struggling to build reliable applications on shaky foundations. Frustrated by these issues, I created Atomic Agents with a different philosophy. No magic, just solid engineering. Atomic Agents is built around single-purpose components, or atoms, that you can fine-tune and swap out as needed. Each part has a clear responsibility, can be tested in isolation, and uses standard Python practices. This approach gives developers real control and transparency, eliminating the hidden complexity found in other frameworks. Atomic Agents leverages Pydantic for type safety, but avoids unnecessary reinvention. You define strict input and output schemas, ensuring consistent results. Unlike other frameworks, you're not forced into rigid chaining. You can insert business logic wherever you need. This flexibility means you can adapt your workflow to real business requirements, not just what the framework allows. Atomic Agents includes features that matter in real production environments, context providers for dynamic prompts, memory management you control, tool ownership with no vendor lock-in, and compatibility with any LLM provider. The Atomic Assembler CLI lets you install only the tools you need, keeping your codebase clean and maintainable. This focus on practical engineering makes Atomic Agents a true alternative for serious developers. With Atomic Agents, your code is straightforward and testable. There are no hidden API calls or surprise costs, just clear logic you can understand and maintain. This approach empowers developers to build robust systems without the frustration of fighting their tools. The difference is immediately noticeable. You spend your time building features, not deciphering framework magic. More developers and companies are waking up to the limitations of popular AI frameworks. Articles and posts about moving away from LangChain are becoming common, as teams realize these tools are better for learning and prototyping than for production. The demand is shifting toward frameworks that prioritize reliability, maintainability, and developer control values that Atomic Agents was built to deliver. Ultimately, the choice is yours. You can continue wrestling with frameworks that add complexity and cost, or you can adopt tools that respect your expertise and give you real control. Atomic Agents is designed for developers who want to build maintainable, testable, and portable AI systems. The future of AI development doesn't need more magic. It needs solid engineering and respect for the people who build the technology. If you're ready to experience AI development without the frustration, check out Atomic Agents on GitHub and join the community. Built by developers who've learned from the shortcomings of other frameworks, Atomic Agents is about empowering you to build systems that are predictable, maintainable, and truly yours. Let's move forward together. Stop fighting your tools and start building with Atomic Agents.